editing Jasmine coming in here to introduce the video, and I want to say thank you so much for watching the video. I edited it and I was like, I didn't even introduce myself or anything. So hello, welcome, my name is Jasmine. I am filming a full day of eating on a high day. So this will be glutes, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. You're going to be following along, but before we get into the video, please make sure you give this video a like and a subscribe because it really helps my little channel, because I'm trying to give out better content and I hope that you enjoy. So, pre-glutes, we normally have a high day. So it's 60 grams of oats, 60 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of blueberries, and I have 15 grams of dark chocolate. It's supposed to be 20, but I like 5 grams later in my creamy, and that is meal one. Oh, and I nearly forgot, 200 grams of egg whites. And I actually crack my eggs because my stomach doesn't like the liquid egg whites. So I have to crack my eggs to make 200 grams of egg whites. So then I make that into an omelette and I will show you the finished product. One thing I see most from clients, and a mistake that I used to make, was the not eating enough before leg day or training in a way that is not going to be beneficial for you. And I think it's so important that you fuel your leg days correctly, and that's why you need something that's pre-workout, that is going to be easily digesting, that is going to be sits well on your stomach. Now I am very aware that when I've done previous off seasons bulks that sometimes you need to give a bigger window, so meaning that you eat and you wait 1.5 to 2 hours. For me, I'm generally good, I can wait about an hour. You need something that digests very well for your body, that you know that won't cause you any gas, bloating, discomfort, and that's something that I really preach to my clients, to people I speak to, that you really need something that does sit well on your stomach because you're about to train legs. And the amount of time, put your hands up if you've been sick training legs. I have, and it's very normal. So that's why cream of rice and oatmeal, cream of rice being fast absorbing carb, but oatmeal being slower, it works very well for me. So I don't have like a hypo mid session, especially during a prep. But right now, because we're pushing food, I enjoy it. And I think the most important thing about bulking, improving, increasing your food is you have to have foods that you enjoy. That's the most important thing. So pick foods that you enjoy, stick to them. You'll never see massive variances with my food because I know they digest well and I know that I enjoy them. So that's what I want to gravitate towards. For example, I know I can't digest potatoes. It has to be sweet potatoes. I know that I've kind of gone off rice from my last improvement season. I kind of just don't want to have, I will have it if I go out, but it's like a treat now. It's like a novelty. So I opt for cream of rice. I like cream of rice in 2 of my meals. I have a variety of protein options for me. Egg whites, vegan protein, salmon, white fish, and then for carb sources. But I am not in that regimented stage now where I was a few years ago where I was like, I have to eat exactly what's on my meal plan. If I want a rice cake one day, I can have a rice cake. I used to be so type A where I was like, I have to have just what's on my meal plan. If it was green beans, I mix around my vegetables. You can see I incorporate parsnips. You can see I love a carrot. Anyone that knows, I absolutely love a carrot, and the Tesco carrots are elite. But I think it's super important that you enjoy the foods that you have, and that's something that I speak to a lot of clients about, is that sustainability element about picking foods that you genuinely enjoy, and you can see an increase in the quantity and you not feel like it's too much. So they're tips for me for going through a bulk, going through an improvement season. This improvement season, actually, I feel like it's the first time that I can physically feel that my stomach has shrunk. so I get fuller quicker. For example, I used to be able to go to Sticks and Sushi. If you don't know what Sticks and Sushi is, it's my favorite place, and literally polish it off, and I can, but now I'm like, oh, I don't want all of that. Like, I just notice in myself that my appetite's smaller than it was before, which is fine. So I just need to make sure that, for example, I used to have a bowl of oats in the evening, now I have a bowl of cream of rice because it's faster absorbing. Yes, there is caveat to having a creamy every night, but I know I enjoy it. It's better than having a whey paste every single night unless I'm in a rush. So I think it's about finding that flexibility and that enjoyment with your food, and finding what works for you and ensuring that you can stick to it. So it's something that I do speak to clients about, and especially women, they get scared to bulk and they get scared to see the changes, but to see the changes in your body and to grow muscle, you need to eat, and that's exactly what I have to do. I'm 5'7.5". I have a lot of room to fill. I'm not small, so 1 pound of muscle on me is going to look non-existent as opposed to 1 pound of muscle on a 5 foot person. So I know that I have to gain a little bit more muscle for it to even show up. So it's something that I've realised, and now I'm not afraid of the scale going up. As soon as we got, yes, you're bulking, yes, you're back in improvement season, then when the scale increased, I didn't get scared. Meal 2 is going to be cooked. Meal 2 is 243 grams of sweet potato, because that is me and I hit everything to a T. So if I'm going to have more cream of rice later, then I'm going to have the exact amount of sweet potato I need. I have 5 or 10 grams of almond butter because I put some more fats towards my last meal. 150 grams of basa, 200 grams of veg, and 50 grams of banana on a high day. So because I do have the luxury, and I haven't been doing this my whole life, like I always bulk cooked, but since I finished prep last year, I just want to cook my sweet potato fresh. So I cook my sweet potato fresh every day, and that is what is going in the air fryer. So I put them in the air fryer, and then I will show you the end result. For me, the way I'm doing my meal prep, well, meals at the moment, is I have meal 1, I go and train, I come back, I have post-workout after another work block, and then when I'm finishing work, I'll have meals 3, 4 and 5. If I can. It isn't the most optimal, but with how intense 9 to 5 businesses, everything's running, I found that that works for me. And you have to eat in a relaxed state, and I think a lot of people neglect that, like instance of the importance of eating in a relaxed state. I know I did for years. I was just scoffing down food. So now when I do eat in a relaxed state, I do see a massive difference with my digestion, especially being autoimmune, having leaky gut, all the issues. It is important. In an ideal situation, meals would be spaced absolutely equally, but that's not real life. And I have to work a lot. So to be able to enjoy my food and also get excited about it, that's what I have to do. So it's something that I speak to a lot of clients about. I always prep, like weigh my sweet potato the night before for the next day, because obviously I have 2 different meal plans. I also weigh my salt, so my salt is 5 grams. And then I also make sure that my water is just keeps going. But after I train legs, I physically have to force to eat, because I don't know about anyone else, and this is something I've only ever experienced this year. I feel like almost like I don't even want to eat. And I was researching this, and it's something to do with your CNS, because legs is so taxing. The CNS can mean that your appetite is suppressed, and generally after weight training, unless it's an upper body day, to be fair, upper body days I do get hungry, but yeah, I just get really, really hungry after upper body days actually. But leg days, yeah, I can just wait about 2 hours to eat, which might not be optimal for some, but I've been doing this a long time. So I still get my meals in, I don't miss a beat, but now I'm gonna go cook my sweet potato, prep meal 2, eat meal 2, go for a walk, go into my next work block, and then I'll catch you for meal 3. So So what happened was, there we go, I got finished work and I just got hit. And if you don't know what PMDD is, it's basically the week leading up to my period, I just don't feel myself. I just do not feel like talking to anyone. Sometimes it varies month to month, but I felt very insular, yes, and I just needed some time out. So I thought I'd come on the next day and talk through what I actually ate. So meal 3 consists of on a high day, because I had less sweet potato for meal 2 due to work schedule, but also digestion. I had 100 grams of sweet potato, 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberry, 20 grams of dark chocolate, and then 150 grams of white fish and 200 grams of veg. I don't know why that took me so long. I love that meal. That's like the meal that decompresses me after work, and generally I enjoy that meal. So I enjoy it so much. And everyone makes cream of rice a different way. I pop boiling water in, whisk it, pop it in the microwave, let it set, let it cool down, and then generally it's done. Unless I want it really hot in the colder months, then that's what I do. Meal 4 consists of 325 grams of sweet potato. It just got changed, so I have to remember this. 175 grams of salmon, 100 grams of pineapple, and 200 grams of veg. You can see variety in my vegetables. The importance of variety in vegetables is every color of vegetable can provide different benefits. So for example, I know that I am genetically anemic, so that means that I know I have to incorporate a lot more greens. That means that meals 2 and 3, I have a lot of greens. Green cabbage, white cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts. I do not like broccoli. I had it for like 7 years in a row and I'm over it. Green beans, anything green really is really good for people with anemia. And then meal 4 is mushrooms and peppers. Now there is some science to show that people with a thyroid issue should try to avoid peppers. So that's something that I do keep in mind, but I enjoy them and everything's in balance and moderation. So I'm not 100% perfect, but I try to be. I have some parsnips on the side, I have some onion on the side, I have some cucumber on the side. Yesterday I was starving, and that was a good indication for me that I potentially could be coming on my period. Yay! So it's something that I know that I do monitor, and it's something that I do have to make sure that I'm being careful around. So that's meal 4. And then meal 5 is 100 grams of cream of rice, trained by JP, 100 grams of raspberries, and 30 grams of nut butter. Peanut butter and almond butter, have a mix of both. And then I also have 100 grams of vegan protein. Wow. 35 grams of vegan protein made into a creamy. So my creamy also has 10 grams of dark chocolate in. So I think it's really important that you have variety in your food. And that's something that I was actually listening to a YouTube video from Darren, and he was saying you can only eat what you can digest. And I think that's so important. When you are bulking and when you are pushing food, as a male or a female, it's super important that you do make sure that you do look after your digestion. And when it comes to your digestion, you need to make sure that you are incorporating foods that firstly you're excited about eating, secondly you're excited and enjoy, and third you can digest. Luckily enough, I have been in this limbo of poor digestion since I was about 9 or 10, so I know the importance of making sure that I'm incorporating foods that are important to me. So it's really important that I can digest the foods that work well for me, and that's why I don't have a bowl of oats before bed now. I have a bowl of cream of rice, and I've done this throughout actually about 8-9 months. I know cream of rice just sits better for me and digests better, and if we are increasing food, picking foods that you enjoy but also digest is super important. So I've done this whole improvement season, gaining muscle so many times, and I know what foods digest well for me, but that does not mean that I potentially could digest oats very, very well, gluten-free of course, for years and then swap to cream of rice. I still have oats in my diet, but I just have less of them because my appetite has changed, my digestion's changed, and I'm also quite very much aware of what I can digest a bit better right now. Our bodies change and fluctuate, and this is something super important to keep in mind, that you can digest different foods at different stages. So I've just reincorporated coconut oil. It has to be baked, but I seem to be able to have it. I've been allergic to coconut for a good 10 years, so reintroducing foods is something that I am trying to get better at. And eggplant is another one. It obviously has quite a high starch content, but that's something that my body does struggle to digest. I love eating fruit and veg, so it's not a problem for me, but making sure that you get different portions and varieties of fruit and vegetables within your diet is super important. Yes, all vegetables and fruits have calories, but that does not mean they're bad calories. So we got demonized with, when I was younger, when I was 9 or 10, can't have grapes, can't have oranges, too high in fructose, you know, you can't have this, you can't have that. You shouldn't demonize food as good or bad, it's what you enjoy. And fructose actually plays a really, really good part of helping digest food. So pineapple is incorporated in my meal plan because it has good digestive properties to help me digest my protein properly. Hope that made sense. So if you have any questions around my full day of eating, please drop them in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you, and let me know what you want to see next time. If there are any questions at all, let me know. And next time I get a food adjustment, if you'd like to see this another full day of eating, give it a thumbs up and I absolutely will film it for you. Until then, I'll see you next time.